YouTubers, just here. This is God of Cows 123. I am here to make a keyboard mouse keys. Yeah. Okay. I've looked on a lot of guides and I have not found a very clear guide. I just want to clear a lot of things up that I found that was a lot faster with a website called, I'll give you the website in the description below, but this is the program. It's free, don't have to worry about anything, and you can use mouse keys on RuneScape. That's what I'm going to use it on. Power Drop's going to be my first thing. So when you first click on it, it should pop up this. If the application is downloaded from there, yes, open it, and it should pop up as, there it is. Access for the device is required. So you hit open universal access, and then you click down here where it says enable access for assistive device. Click on both of those and then show universal access status in the bar. You can click it if you don't want to. I usually do, just to show it in my status bar menu up here. Once you're done with clicking these two, click off that. You can start the tutorial if you want to. You don't really need the tutorial. It's pretty much common sense. I learned this stuff in about 5 minutes, just messing with it. So it brings up with all this group. You got your macros here. Okay, so what I did was, this is your add group, this is your delete group, and this is either enable or disable your group. So I'm going to go ahead and delete the stuff I don't need. You can keep it if you want. This is just clearing up my stuff because I don't like a bunch of gook in my stuff, what I can't and what I can use. So, okay. What you do is you go to this little plus sign right here saying add a group. I'm going to do a power drop is what I'm going to do. It comes up with this little box over here saying, and this is what you just type. I'm going to type power drop, like I said, power drop. You can do this for mining, fishing, anything you want to do. This is going to be your best bet. Alright, once you've got the group that you want it to name, you go down to the micros and then you go to add. So you're adding a micro, and I'm going to make this one called right click. Right click. Alright, I named it right click for a reason. I want my mouse, actually my button on my keyboard, to act like a mouse. So I go to new trigger to act like my right key, sorry. What you do is you go to new trigger, trigger a hotkey trigger, and I found 3 keys that are pretty close to each other that you can still use all your alphabets and your 1, 2, 3s while you're playing RuneScape. But not a lot of people use, well, I know they use dash, but I'll show you what it is. Sorry. Here's comma is one of the things that I use. So once you have your hotkey pressed, you can either do 1, 2, 3 or Z, X, C, whatever you want to use. I used, the dash, period, and slash. That's the only 3 that I use because I use the 1, 2, 3. When I'm doing numbers, when I do alphabet, well, you get the picture. So once you have your hotkeys pressed on whatever to press that key is, it'll click on the right button. I've got my account here. Go down to where it says new action. Once you click new action with the little green plus sign, look for interface control folder. Double click that, and then it should say move or click mouse. So you want to double click that. It will bring up this. You can exit this if you want. Okay. This is going to be right click. So what you have to do is, okay, you've got the click right, and you've got the left button, but you don't want left button, so you want right button. Now, what I found out that was pretty good was relative to what I wanted to do was change it to current mouse locations. A lot of people were messing with this thing up here, messing with this thing. You don't need this for the right click just yet. Now, once you have that, you're done with that. That is just one of the things you've got to do. So, I will test it out. Like I said, here's my hotkey. All you do is go to your game. You don't have to line up anything. Okay, this is me using a hotkey. What this does, I press it, bam. I didn't click my button, I didn't click my mouse, nothing. I just moved my mouse where I wanted it to here, and then I pressed the hotkey, bam. Now, we want it to drop down. That's what we really want it to do, so when we're dropping it down, I click this button, and we want it to drop down to drop coal for powered mining or whatever you want it to do, to drop stuff. So, you add a new one, and you call it drop down. Huh, figure that, right? I like mine capital. Anyways. Anyways. Then you do the same steps. Go to new trigger, hotkey. This key I am going to use the period. Because you don't usually, a lot of people, you don't usually use periods in ending their sentence. Some people do if they're very graphical, but I don't care. I'm just playing the game to make money. That's about all I'm doing. So I've got the hotkey already activated, and I go to new, click mouse keys again, and this is where the mouse drops down. Okay, you want it to go over to where it says to click, just go to where it says just move. You click right here where it says click, go to just move. And now this is where you mess with your... I found it pretty easy to just pick a random number. For example, let's say 23. And you go back to your game, and then, you just usually, test it out. So I am going to right click it, and then I'm going to hit 23. Well, what did it do? I guess that's not the right one, because, oh, I'm sorry. Where it says relative to the front Windows top center, I don't like that, so just go to current mouse location. Just always use current mouse location so you don't have to guess wherever your mouse is going to be when you click it. So anyways, let's try this again. Sorry about that, guys. I goofed up there. Mouse click, okay, here is the comma and here's the period. That dropped down to use coal. You don't want that. You won't drop coal. That's exactly what you're looking for. So you just mess around with this thing here. So let's try 42. 42, maybe that will work. So go to use coal, push the the hotkeys, which would be the right click, and then you're hitting the period. Bam! Look at that, drop coal. And what I use, so you've got that located. So you've got it to where it's just going to hit that and then goes drop coal. Bam! Look at that. Ba-boom. Alright, that's cool. So we've got, that sounds stupid, but anyways, we've got it perfectly where we want it to go. If it's not perfect, or when you're tweaking it or something, you could just tweak it. It's fine. Next one, you go to add more micros. What do you expect? So you go down to left click. That's what we want to do, is we want to left click it so we can drop it. So when we're dropping it, you're going to drop it and then left click it to drop the coal. So here we go. Left click, go to new trigger. The hot trigger key that I use is dash. Dash. Slash. Blah. Slash. Right there. Then you go to add action, move, or mouse click. Exit off this. And then you're going to left click it. That's right. Click. Yup. And you don't do anything with this, but you go to current mouse locations. Wherever the current mouse locations is the best thing I have found. It took me forever to figure out because I was doing 574 to 90. That was just stupid of me. I just could have went current mouse locations and bam, I would have. I was an idiot. Okay, so alright, we've got the power drops, we've got our right click down pat, we've got our left click, and we've got our drop down. Let's test this booger out and see if it works. So we have dash, period, and slash. That just dropped our coal. Hallelujah. How about that, guys? We dropped our coal. Boom, boom, boom. And it even lined it up for the next coal. Boom, boom, boom. 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 You know, you tweak it a little bit because I missed these two, but geez, come on now. You got to admit that is pretty freaking awesome. I just dropped all my coal and I'm going too fast for myself. Bam, look at that. You've dropped like 90% of your coal, or probably like 75, not 75, probably about a good 85% of your coal. Just by mouse keys, guys. Just 3 little keys. It just dropped all that coal. That is pretty interesting. Like I said, you can mess with it to get it perfect. I couldn't really get it perfect because I really haven't messed with this thing but like 5 minutes, literally. Maybe 40. 40 might work. So let's boom, there we go. 40 seems to be a pretty good number. I wish you could have like .555, you know, just little itty bitty, but it's fine. Oh yeah, one more thing. You cannot go into a full screen because this will not work. If you change the resolution or the graphic option, it will not work. I have tried it. It doesn't work at all. So, I hope you enjoy my tutorial. A very decent tutorial. Like I said, you could do power drops. I did mining. Like, it's pretty simple. Very easy. I will give you the description. I will give you the website. Just try it for yourself. See if you like it. That's all for now. If you want me to make more, subscribe to my channel. I'm brand new at this, so forgive me if I'm retarded on this thing, 'cause I don't know a thing about YouTube. All I do is watch videos. And I just thought about this guy because it was just, I couldn't find any better guide than anything. So I had to make my own. So I hope this works. I hope everybody likes. Just like the channel. If not, give me a comment. Tell me, hey, you need to shut the hell up, or you know, just give me something. So I'm gonna let y'all go with that. I gave you pretty much the basic steps. You could do tremendous stuff with this. So I'll let y'all go, guys. Peace.